that for any woman, I wanted to do something about it. So I took matters into my own hands. 5 of my girlfriends came over to my house and we ordered some pizzas, poured wine, and invited a mate's friend who worked in finance to teach us about this finance stuff. I was worried it might be a bit awkward, but it wasn't. We had so many questions and there was such a hunger in the room to understand. We finally had permission to discuss money, and my gosh, did it feel good. Word got out about our little finance rendezvous, and more friends wanted in. We quickly outgrew my living room. Having worked in communications and events my whole career, I thought, why don't I open the event up and see who would like to come? I ran my first event in London and it sold out in a week, and so the Ladies Finance Club was born. Since that first event, we've spoken to over 20,000 women about money. We've run events with women from Microsoft, Google, Pinterest, Deloitte, and now have hundreds of members in Australia and in the UK who we are helping to get fierce with their finances. We work with the best experts in the finance game to break down the topic of money. But nothing has made me more proud than the stories I hear of women changing their lives after joining our club or coming along to an event. For one of our members, having money meant she could leave a relationship that turned abusive and controlling and set up a new life. For another, money meant she could freeze her eggs and buy herself more time to have a child and find a partner. Another wrote to me and said she now wasn't going to retire into poverty, having learnt to contribute more to her super fund. I've met women at Ladies Finance Club who had no idea about investing and now call ETFs their best friends. Don't worry if you're like, WTF is an ETF. All will be revealed. I've seen women get out of credit card debt using the method we talk you through in this audiobook. I know women whose retirements are going to look hundreds of thousands of dollars different because they took charge now. And the great news is women are really good at money. Research shows that we make great investors and savers when we have a goal and a plan in place. In Australia, women are more likely to own their own home and pay it off than our male counterparts. Money can't buy happiness, but it can make you awfully comfortable while you're being miserable. Claire Booth Luce, American writer. It's easier than you think. Getting your finance shit together is so much easier than people make out. I honestly thought it would mean no fun or social activities, taking depressing-looking sandwiches to work, writing down every dollar I spent on a scary spreadsheet, and that it would take forever to get to the point where I could invest. But I didn't need to make any huge dramatic changes to my life. I could still eat out, I could still travel, I could still do all the things I did before, plus I felt way more in control and way less guilty when I did spend. And it turned out I didn't need to wait to invest anyway, because I could get started with just $50. If I can do it, you can do it. I ran into an old roommate who laughed in my face when I said I was writing a book on finance. I know, right? Rude. But I couldn't blame him. If you had seen me in my early 20s, you'd be like, bitch, please. I was the last person who ever thought I would write a book on the topic of finance. But if I can get my money shit together, you definitely can do it as well. Being good with money doesn't have anything to do with being a maths whiz. In fact, if you can do grade 3 maths, you've got what it takes to #nail this. Being good with money has a lot more to do with your mindset, beliefs, and behaviors, and you're going to learn all about those in this audiobook. Grab your gal pals. Like all journeys, it's better with gal pals. And snacks, and Prosecco, or non-alcoholic options, of course. The whole concept of Ladies Finance Club is that you do it with friends. We are bringing each other on this journey, creating a community and a movement of money-savvy women. Plus, doing it with gal pals makes it more fun and increases the chances you'll follow through. And if you want to be cruising around the Mediterranean on a yacht with your gal pals in your 80s, they're going to need money as well. How to use this book. Step 1. You can totally do this by yourself, but if you want some accountability, we recommend you create a WhatsApp group or a Facebook group. Feel free to name it your own Ladies Finance Club. If your friends are a bit reluctant, jump on our Facebook group, Ladies Finance Club Money Chat, and find someone to do it with, or join Ladies Finance Club's membership. Step 2. At the end of each chapter, there are actions for you all to take to keep each other